Hello and welcome to KamenRider Blackman. Today's video is completely inspired by the Toku most recent video on favorite monsters in Tokusatsu. And that's basically what this video is going to be. I'm going to talk a bit about some of my favorite monsters in Tokusatsu. And this is going to involve anything from Sentai, Power Rangers, or Kamen Rider, or whatever in Tokusatsu. Like, am I going to elaborate? I'm going to give a couple examples of Monsters of the Week that I like, but I think I'm pretty sure just going to talk about just monsters in general. To which, for a couple favorite individual Monsters of the Week, or in general, I like the Nasty Knight from MMPR Season 1. I like the design. I love that sword. I love that shield. It's based off like a it's based off like a medieval knight from the Dark Ages. And it's honestly one of my favorite episodes of MMPR, period. Happy Birthday, Zach. Like, I make a tradition every year to watch that episode because I love that monster design. It's really sweet. And the power and abilities that sword can do are just awesome. And so, next favorite, monster, next favorite monster. It's not a monster of the week, but it is a final boss, and that's Endogvazeba from Kuga. Because this guy, it's the final boss, and this is the only being that faces Kuga in his ultimate form. And take a freaking look at ultimate form itself. It's like a parallel off of Endogvazeba's monster design, and vice versa. Endogvazeba is a parallel off of ultimate form. And god damn, not only is he powerful, but he looks amazing. Like, if you're watching Kuga and you're 48 episodes in, and then you get to this guy, the final boss, he's the best looking, he's, out of all the Garangi monster designs, he's like the best looking one, and one of the better looking final antagonists too. To which, might as well get to now, I'll get to it a bit later. I'm going to talk a bit more about monsters from series that I like, to which I think I might as well just get to that now. Or, starting off with the Orthodox from Kamen Rider Faiz. I like the designs. I like how intricate they are. And if I was to have like a couple of favorite monster designs, off the top of my head, I would say the Crocodile Orthodox. That one looks really cool. What else? The Armadillo Orthodox is another good one. I like how bulky it is. I like not only the intricacy, but the details on it. And he has a sword and shield. Also cool. Could have sworn there was like another Orthodox I liked too. I think it was the Flying Fish Orthodox, that one. But once I had to think about like the Armadillo and the Crocodile Orthodox, I had to look back at a couple more images, and I realized, holy fuck, I actually like the Orthodox. Like, design-wise and personality-wise, I like the Orthodox because they're all different in different kinds of ways. Hell, Mr. J is part of the Lucky Four Clovers, and he has personality to him. He's not just a hitman; he's also a proud dog owner. Same here. If I could reverse this camera right now to be on Coda, because right now he's just laying down, I totally would. But yeah, aesthetically speaking, the Orthodox definitely appeal to me. I like how, like the Garangi from Kuga, they're undead, and it shows more because they're white and gray. Now, speaking of which, of the Garangi, since I might as well bring them up, I like those monsters too. I like their designs. A couple, I think some are my favorites because I do like that one monster, the rhino looking one. He looks pretty buff and cool. And like what I said before about the Orthodox, the Garangi are undead monsters, but they have more of a, I want to say, tribal type of look to them, which is rather nice, I'd say. And if I'm still talking about just overall monsters from shows, the monsters from Geki Ranger / Jungle Fury, I think Jungle Fury has some of the best looking monster designs out there. Like if I was to create like a top 10 list of what shows had some of the best monster designs, Jungle Fury would be super high up there. Because one, they're all martial arts themed, and two, they're all based off of animals, but in a more modern way, to which I really like. For a couple of favorite monster designs, they are the Shadow Guards, which are based off of beetles, and some of them, most of the generals have amazing monster designs too, just as well as the monsters of the week. I just really love the monster designs from Geki Ranger, and holy crap, it's up there. It's on my mind. Personal favorite would have to be Grisaka. Like, that, you take the grizzly bear and you turn it into a warrior, you get this, and it's glorious. It's so beautiful looking, that form. Well, not form, design. But yeah, those are just some examples of monsters that I like. And for what I like in them, and well, more for like the Orthodox, so basically in general, what do I like in monsters? To me, personally, personality sticks out more than just design. And I completely thank this to my time watching Showa KamenRider to see how some old school monsters are compared to like monsters nowadays. Because monsters nowadays are, I think, now I'm just thinking KamenRider. I think monsters nowadays are, they're from a different dimension or something. Monsters, they vary from season to season, but back then in the Showa era, there were a couple of times where the monsters of the weeks, or in general, with whatever evil organization, like, the monsters were regular people that chose to work for an evil organization and turn themselves into monsters. The best example of that would be KamenRider X, where, like what I said, normal, regular people who chose to become, well, monsters. And in X, they all actually go by, well, Roman and Greek mythology motifs, very interestingly. And I actually kind of like that. Were any of them dived into a lot? No. But the fact that they can blend into the scene and pull off their plans, like, with no real trace until X comes in, quite nice, and I like it. Now, I really like it when it's people who are the monsters, and it's not just some monster that's been pumped out from who knows where week after week. Like, I like that. Like, I like seeing how humans can actually be humans being evil, because, like, take Ryuki for example. The monsters are just monsters. People are the actual evil ones, because you get evil writers like Oja, Scissors, Guy, and Tiger. Yeah, but when you see people become... Yeah, but when you see actual human beings, like me and you watching this right now, choose to become, in appearance, actual monsters that, like, that just want to wreak and just cause evil, it is very impressionable. Because I like media where it shows that humans aren't perfect too, if that makes sense to anyone. And another example of that, well, once again, people choosing to become monsters, is Kuga with the Garangi, because the Garangi aren't just monsters, because they also have human forms. Like, the Garangi themselves are a race of sociopaths and murderers. And they make... But here's where you get a bit more personality from it. Because the Garangis killed people for a game. They set up their own game. They have to follow rules. And they have to go by a certain quota, or else they're kicked out of the game. All that is very interesting to watch when all this is coming from a race from like thousands of years ago. It's like, it gave you an idea, not only that, but most of the Garangi too, they've been shown not to be blunt and even adapt with the times, because there were certain ones that actually carried out their games through using modern technology, devices, or whatever. There was one monster that killed people through vehicular manslaughter with a truck, and another one with a motorcycle. There was even one Garangi that knew how to use the internet. Like, design-wise and just personality-wise, the Garangis are sweet in terms of as monsters in KamenRider. Ah, crap, now I'm just looking for more examples. Once again, I think there's probably like another example until I can elaborate more. The Dopons from W. They weren't going to... I wasn't originally going to have them on my list of examples, but I figured the Dopons, they passed for it, because the Dopons are humans, but they're also criminals and drug users. Because, hell, that's what Gaia memories are. They're basically drugs. And, hell, the one more is, like, doping out, is the more they're just getting a high off it to wreak havoc and cause trouble. But, yeah, in terms of personalities, too, the Dopons, they vary. Because some Dopons actually aren't criminals. While some are, some, like, Dopant users, they vary from people, and they're, honestly, Dopants are kind of like the Orthodox, or from Phis. Like, everyone is different. Some want to live normal lives, and they just have this superpower. Others just want to, well, cause trouble. And yeah, pretty much. What else? Now I'm trying to think where, like what I said, I like when humans are the ones that can become monsters. But I'm trying to think of examples now where it doesn't work for me. Which there are very little examples of. I honestly would have said, well, I still kind of do, but I'm a bit mixed on it. I would kind of say the Raid Risers from 01. But one, the Raid Risers weren't always humans. Some human gears also became Raid Risers. And two, I'll say this. The human gears that turned into Raid Risers... No, not turned into Raid Risers. Raiders. That's the actual monster names. The Raid Risers are the actual drivers for it. Sorry. Hey, for the human gears that actually turned into the Raiders, they have my sympathy more because they that only happened, and they only did it when they were pushed to that point and transformed to wreak havoc. But that has my sympathy more because it wasn't their fault. Someone human guy or whoever was with him caused them to say, fuck this. But for actual humans that turned into human gears, I don't know. Like, they were the humans that turned into raiders. They were the ones that were petty. So that's probably why I don't dig it. As one part of the Thouser arc that fucking drove me up the wall. If you want to know more about that, go watch my review on 01. But yeah, I'm still a bit mixed on it because there are different parts to it. But there are definitely no bad examples to which I could think of about it. But yeah, that's about it there. Honestly, sorry, now I'm just looking back to my notes. Okay, here's another thing I can talk about. What I don't like from monsters. Honestly, for what I couldn't like from a Monster of the Week would have to be their plans. I could like them aesthetically, but if you have a ridiculous plan that doesn't really do anything with wanting to take over the world, it's like, why are you even doing this? And what are you even contributing to your cause? Like, one good example I can think of would have to be from an episode of Hurricaneer that I recently watched a couple of days ago, where this one space ninja monster, he had the evil plan of making people fall in love with each other. And the whole point of that was so that the economy and whatnot will go kaput. And that's just dumb. Hell, in the Power Rangers equivalent of it, like, the monster's plan was to make people fall in love with Lothar so that... Oh, Hurricaneer, Ninja Storm. And dude, in the Ninja Storm equivalent of it, the Monster of the Week had the plan to make everyone fall in love with Lothar so that they would all be loyal and subservient to him, and that he would have no problem just taking over the world at that point. So, slightly better there, because, hell, it showed better results, and that would come up a bit faster than just making people fall in love until no one, did anything anymore. Oh, now that I think about it now, I think, Zyuohger, a couple of the monsters from New Zyuohger for the Blood game had a couple of ridiculous plans. Some weren't bad, but really trying to remember now a couple others where some were a little destructive, others were kind of silly in a way. I do remember that one monster that was stealing people's pants. Strange. Then another monster that just wanted people to eat food so that he can fatten them up. And then whatever. Very weird. Just very weird. Hell, I was about to... Those are a couple of close examples I could think of. One monster plan that actually realized a couple of months ago back that was a bit silly, and I still find it to be, is when... By the way, this is like an idea and thought back from when I was watching Show of Kamen Rider, and this thought actually was a Show of Kamen Rider thing. Monsters destroying or trying to destroy connections to, like, oil as a resource. Like, there were some monsters that were thinking, hey, let's destroy an oil refinery so that Japan wouldn't have one of its best resources and such. But I found that plan to be kind of ridiculous because, for one, it's not like Japan just got rid of all its oil and would need to ask for more. And if someone just saw well, not even saw, but caught on to an evil organization just destroying oil refineries, it's not like Japan's economy would go kaput because someone could catch on and hell, Japan can actually get allies that can help them with going after this threat. That's why I kind of didn't dig the whole, hey, let's blow an oil refinery plant up. Like, because, okay, yeah, that will cause a bit of a problem, but if anyone can pinpoint the source as to who's causing it, i.e. an evil show, a KamenRider evil organization, they can just bring you down or go after you. And, yeah. But, yeah. With monsters, they all vary, which I like. But I kind of like how... Let me see here. No, I'm sorry. Now I'm just thinking about monsters. Like, when people becoming monsters, I quite like it. Because it shows that we as people are not perfect. But I think I like it more when someone is willingly choosing to be a monster, as opposed to someone just becoming a monster and not knowing it. Because, like, it's like nowadays when people willingly choose to be monsters, I don't know. I never really thought about it that way. Like the closest example I can think of right now off the top of my head would be Forza. But I don't know, with Forza, one, the monsters of the week in that show were all teenagers, and none of them really killed anyone. They just terrorized people and whatnot. Also, teenagers are way too hormonal and easily manipulatable, especially with powers like that. So, that again, that's just my opinion. But other examples, like, I don't know, that's... Because, yeah, you have people that choose to become monsters and people that spawn monsters, to which... Those are actually two examples I can think of. O's and Revice. With O's, you can say that the people were manipulated by their own greed, which made the monster more powerful. To which, that reminds me, O's I'm going to have to rewatch at some point. But in Revice, currently, it's a lot more willingly that people choose to release their inner demons and cause havoc. Yeah, they have their own personal reasons as to why, but it's a lot more self-contained and aware of what they're doing. But I don't know, like, I guess that's all I can think of right now, or in general, really. Matter of fact, how long have I been going on for? Holy fuck, 23 minutes. All right, but yeah, that's what I have to say about monsters. Of what I like and what I don't like. And yeah, pretty much that, really. And what time's it right now, too? And holy fuck, it's 9:01. I gotta get ready for work. Thank you all for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.